So we forget that it's all increments, notches in the extent. We forget the fixture. We forget the momentum. We forget that attention is focus. Also, it is the polar opposite of focus, attention. Yes? Attention is focused on itself. Focus is attention unaware of itself. Okay? Now, you get to a particular level in your deep meditation, right? We talked about integrating the two sides of the brain, and it takes what for that? Not only meditation, yet deep meditation. All right? Now, the two sides of the brain, we talking about this scale of balance. Yes, well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Even without whatever other people, they go on this fucking imaginary galactic scale. We all have our own internal scale, right? And it goes down to even the two sides of our body, down from the two hemispheres of our brain, bro. Right? So that's one way to also integrate it. That's one way to also prepare and to, you know what I mean, to restructure as well as reinforce your own association with it. So as to, you know, to where you're not so susceptible to these useless ass motherfucking steps to get to replace, to get back to where you was, right? Because sure enough, you know what I mean, you take one step back from 30, at the third, on the second level of the zero. You take another step towards the usefulness, that's still a 10. You on that level already. But you only at 39. When you would have been at 40, that's fine. Shit, you know, you got to do is take another step. You be at 59. You know what I mean? However, it's just that much more difficult, nigga, to get back on your track, get back on track. You know what I mean? When you step off, right? When you step out of your fucking momentum, basically. You know, you gotta sometimes wait for that full cycle around. It's good because it don't have to go fully around like it would if you was on the extreme edges of it. But it's still a circulation that happens. You know, and sometimes that circulation is through the other motherfuckers within your circumference that's at zero with you. You know what I mean? That relate to you however it relate, just universally, molecularly. You feel me? Niggas that you've met in your life, cuz. If either they was activated or they wasn't, cuz. Either they was activated or they wasn't, just like you was activated at some point, cuz. By the zero, cuz. I'm not playing with you, cuz. You gotta respect the word, my nigga. You gotta acknowledge true fucking force and quality, which is sincerity, which is authenticity, cuz. There's no value without authenticity. You can't equate something that's not natural, that's not even its actual epitome of essence of the very substance that it is. You're now equating what it is imitating. That's a percentage of what it is to begin with. Okay? It's all about what you're emphasizing, right? You can't weigh two fakenesses, right? You think this more fake than that. What the fuck? How the fuck you supposed to know? What, nigga, it's more fake. That's impossible. That's impossibility. What's more fake? That's what niggas out here competing. Nigga, who can be more fake and shit? Who can lie better and shit? Nigga, what the fuck? Lie better? Nigga, what the fuck? Bro, is there not work to do, cuz? We still gotta work hard at being able to have fun at this work we doing, cuz. That's worth fucking procrastinating, distracting ourselves from work. Actual real work that's gonna have to happen as far as which is serving the earth. We can go get a job to contribute to this fucking capitalist society that is the economic fucking structured game. But that's falling off the edges right now, fam. Okay? And there's finna be ripples, cuz that's finna send some jolts and boosts So have your footing and be on your way with that momentum through them cycles, man. Through that natural rhythm, so as to be headed back towards the zero, because once we get to the zero, it's just that much more to do also. It's the same amount on the 100 end as it is the zero. It's just different dynamics happening. You hear what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. That's how you can recognize it. That's why it's relative. That's why that's why these kids don't realize, they don't understand. They can see it, but they don't even realize what they're seeing because they're not really applying it in the right direction. You know? And it's not enough time to explain it to them and also still be doing it. So we forget. Right? We got to come back and forth from the 50 to the 0. Sometimes we might be, you know what I mean? Slide off to the 99, nigga, just for kicks, nigga. Just because we fucking thrill seekers, stunt doubles, nigga. Because we like that ride back down, nigga, sliding back off the fucking edge, off that boost, nigga, to the 0. Nigga, sloping on niggas, whoop. But see, at the same time, it's like you got to have all those steps from that infinity. Once you get to infinity, you everywhere at once. So you can do that, but you know what I mean? If you try to veer off, nigga, while you at your zillion, right? Because you on the 10th level of the 0. By the time you get to the 10th level of the 0, you in the billions, nigga. You in the zillions, nigga. How you get to infinity? So you got to get to the 100. That's the range, my nigga. There's no number but 1. And 1 is not a number except for next to 0, nigga. You get to the 100th level of 0. Is how you get to infinity. Next question. Yes? So you veer off at the 50, you safe, but you still got to do all that work. It's easy because it's more of you now. It's part of you now. You know what I mean? Every step you take is in the right direction. You're gonna make up for any step you could have took towards the 100. You feel me? You get past 100, my nigga, then you good. As long as you don't fall off the edge, because you can fall off the edge and still be in the middle of your fucking. No, you can't, because you still got to get back past all this fucking momentum that you done made. But you can fuck around, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hold on. Okay, look. Say for instance, you go back 100, right? You can't take 100 steps. That's crazy. You can only get to 100. On your way to infinity, you can only make 100 wrong moves. Right? And it take more than 100. It take 1,000, right? That's crazy. All right, look. You start at the 0. You go to 10. By the time you get to 10, right? Yeah, nigga, by the time you get to 10, nigga, that's 100. 10 times 10 is 100. Not 10 plus 10, right? So you start at 100 on the second level. That's 1,000 by the third, right? So that's 1,000 times 1,000. That's 10,000 by the fourth. 10,000 times 10,000 is 100,000 by the fifth. By the sixth, you got 1,000,000, right? And by the seventh, you're going to have more than 1 billion, right? But you can only take 10 wrong steps from there. Not 10, but 100 wrong steps from there. But to get back from the wrong step you take, it's going to be, say for instance, you on the 7th level, that's 100,000 each step. You take one wrong step or 10 wrong steps, you starting from the now difference of the 10s you took that was wrong towards at 1,000, at 100,000. That's crazy. So we forget, we get mixed up. We don't know where we at. We just know we can't do too much, you know? And a lot of times we get fucked up to where like we try to, when we do make the right step, we done forgot, nigga, we at 100,000, nigga. But you can show yourself that. And that's what I love to be seeing. Like me, like, I'll smack a nigga in the mouth with a fat penis, nigga, by accident. I'm gonna be like, look, bro, look, do not look at me, nigga. You gonna see some shit you're not gonna be able to forget, cuz. You gonna blind your shit and your steps gonna be, nigga, not even on the scale no more, cuz. We finna have to tie you to the scale now, nigga. We finna tie you to the scale, nigga, so that you don't walk into yourself. Fool, looking at me, nigga. Don't look at me. You can't comprehend this right now, cuz I'm at, nigga, like I told you, I made it there, cuz. I never stopped, nigga. I never stepped back, nigga. I stepped back after I was there, cuz. Like, okay, well, shit, nigga, why niggas ain't, where the homies at? Oh, shit, they over here doing this? But shit, I should be good. If not, then fuck it, what's good? If I'm not good, then ain't no good. Where the homies at? They over there? Well, shit. I should be good. You know what I mean? I'm a straight A student, cuz. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm a lifesaver, cuz. You know what I'm saying? I'm a creator, cuz. I don't be out here hating. I'm not no hater. Shit, I'm good. I should be straight. I'm not a hater. Not only am I not a hater, cuz, I'm a player, cuz. I'm straight, nigga. I'm beyond good, cuz. I'm solid, cuz. I'm gonna be solid. Let me not try to do too much. But then you forget, you feel me? You forget that she's a player sometimes, you know what I mean? Because it's a game not to be won. This game is it's for you to defeat yourself, you know? So you gotta understand really your position and your role. And your capabilities, you feel me? And, you know, just the whole score. You know, you gotta understand what the skill is doing. Not understand, but it's best to remain as receptive, and that's what I'm saying. Like, remaining receptive involves you taking into account, you know what I mean? You evaluating and equating the ranges, the different values of worthiness and worth and quality through authenticity. You know what I mean? You gonna give these aspirants their opportunity, okay? So as to, by the 5th time, be more focused on distracting themselves and in turn you, or distracting you and in turn themselves, or not. You can even give it up to the 9th, but you don't want to enable a person. You don't want to fucking hinder a person through you, so as to allow them to fuck they self over with an irreversible, undoable, non-undoable 10th action. Fucking around. Nigga like me, I forget. So I don't even dabble too much, because I'll forget on your ass and you'll be at 20. I'll be like, oh snap, I had told you not to fucking look at me, cuz. You, damn, bro, man, one more step, bro. Here, man, snatch this leash on, man. So, do you feel me? I told you, cuz, you was gonna blind yourself, man. I forgot. I was busy, bro. How nigga was focused, cuz. You want attention? I don't be thinking about how niggas want attention. I don't do what I do so you know that I did it, cuz. I do it because I should be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm a player, not a hater, so it's the only reason I do what I do. It's for the quality, the very challenge. You know what I'm saying? Which is to make you stronger, reinforce your appreciation of the light. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't know inner light, then the outer light is only going to reveal what is unpleasant. A reminder of what it is that you are distracting yourself from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that, you know what I mean? We forget is the whole part. We forget that, you know, motherfuckers liked you when they could have hated on you. You know, when it's easier to just hate on you, right? And being that they don't get into their mode of You know, what they could be doing that's more useful, that's more universally effective. You know, feel me? Whether you evaluate it as useful or not, it is what it is, universally. And is it serving your true desire or not? Is it serving the best you or not? Maybe not as much as it could, and that's fair enough, but just understand the fairness involved. There's a level, there's levels, there's a range, a particular range. There's a certain thing as extremes when it comes to the balance involved, is as to if it is serving the fullness of who you are to your core or not. You know what I mean? It's not like sold one-sided to where, oh shit, I made some money. Fair enough, man. That's not even the only way you can make bread, and making bread ain't the only way to be successful or prominent or have abundance or prosperity, because it may involve some cake, but it's not the cake that it involves. It's safer to just get it done, get to the 10th point at least, and know that you're safe, that you're not moving away. You feel me? Even if it's involved with, 2 steps back and 1 step forward, or 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Sometimes it involves that. Trust me, I've been there, like I said, nigga. Sometimes you gotta take 7 steps back just to take 9 steps forward, cuz. And that ain't nothing but 2 steps, but it's 2 steps closer to larger steps, family. Fuller steps. You understand? And I'ma let a nigga walk. I'ma let a nigga do his dance, cuz. Because I like art like that. And it's all art. Okay? But I'll forget, nigga, if you pretending, cuz. I'm not looking for that. And see, you don't expect for me to be already judging you for pretending. And then that in itself justify your fucking judging of me, and whether or not I appreciate your non-judgment of me or not, in order to continue to judge me or not judge me, when you should be focused on serving. We should be focused, not seeking attention, guys. Focused on serving. I may share because I resonate. There's a resonance there. There is a value and quality in the display that I allow to be displayed. We forget that we allow it to look a certain way. You know what I mean? So as to throw off those who are not as so accustomed to deciding properly, not so accustomed as to focusing on the right things, the right way. You know what I mean? Like, you need the light to see even some shit that you want to stay away from. You need the light to even see what to not look at, cuz. But once you see what not to look at, you have to recognize what it is you're looking at, right? And that's why I will allow what might shine not to be hidden. Because for one, that take extra energy, and a nigga like me will forget, for one. So I gotta try to keep it simple enough for myself. For one. Secondly, I'm not afraid. I made it to the infinity, cuz. We come from infinity, cuz. This is a fucking fabricated, imposed scale on us, cuz. You at 0, cuz. You at 0 infinity, cuz. At all moments. That's all that there is to begin with. However, it's all about what you focus on. And there's a sequence of focusing and repeated decisions set in stone by that 10th. You know what I mean? And it's not about what another person wants to equate on your behalf. It's all internal and personal, because even to your own extent and how it is that it relates to your life and your very most direct circumference, that is already expanded in that it is any energy at all, but it has to be its authentic, true energy, so as not to work against itself and you in turn, so as to retribute and regulate and neutralize itself by that hundredth improper, imbalanced imitation, non-natural, your ass is falling the fuck off in the entrance of the neutrality of authenticity is all I'm saying. And so we forget that for you to be able to see without not being able to see no more, it's gonna take somebody proving it to you. Right? We forget that, yeah, you don't know until you know, but by the time you know, you're not gonna know that you know anyway. So it's like you gonna play with it and see what you can get away with, basically. You know, and who else is gonna agree with you in the 50 area? Right? But the 50 area is a gray area. It's an interesting shot. It's a shady little, you know what I mean? Little cove right there. You feel me? There's levels and layers all over the place in the 50s. Because it's like, you can fuck around and a nigga, you know what I mean? And you don't know who in the 50s, basically. You know what I mean? A motherfucker take a stab with you. Then the nigga turn around, my nigga, and he already came from the mills. Right? And you still ain't you ain't even been to the zeros, cuz. You know what I mean? And you watching this motherfucker. Or you allowing this person to see you do this. Right? You're evaluating the quality of your fucking shine based on whatever is able to be seen, when these people that are seeing are not always above, you know what I mean? For the most part, it's more that are not, you know what I mean, not gravitating towards that concentration. Because of course they don't see the use of it. They don't see the value, the true quality of it. You know what I mean? They don't understand that you're not weighing gold and imitation gold. You're weighing the weight itself, right? And the imitation gold may be heavier, and so that's more quote unquote valuable or useful, but that's all in how you're approaching it, right? The way to evaluate the purity of gold is not by necessarily the weight against imitation gold. What you're weighing is the fucking weight, okay? But you have to have two golds on both sides in order to see the purity and the true quality of gold. You can have something heavy, okay, this is worth more because it's got more mass or more volume to it, but it's not, it's imitation, my nigga. It's for show, my nigga. Gold has benefits beyond it being on your skin, my nigga. Gold in itself as a metal is one of the highest conductors of electricity. For one, it's all type of different things going on with gold as well as diamonds and gold together. That's why you got in your cell phone a piece of coltan, which comes from the fucking Congo. It's a mineral that comes from the Congo. It's called coltan. And without coltan, none of these cell phones would ever even work. Why? Is because we are, the body, soul, and brain is the original cell phone to begin with. We don't even need to say nothing out loud. We can talk to each other in our mind, just like we can send a call through the airwaves using natural materials. And without those natural materials, yes, of course, with the plastic and the metal that they put with it, to substitute your organic material that would be your brain, body, and soul, brain, heart, body, and soul, nerves, which also operate off of light, right? They got them natural materials in that cell phone to make that cell phone. It's called coltan. Another thing that's in your cell phone is a little baby piece of diamond, as well as a piece of gold. Not enough for you to go sell it for it to be worth nothing, but enough to make that motherfucking cell phone work, nigga. And if without it, it wouldn't work. Why? Because the quality and value of gold is beyond what you looking at is why. Okay? So, what are we evaluating? We're evaluating what enough people is going to agree with, but that's not the same as equal. That does not, you know what I mean? That does not determine the value, the fucking worth, the true worth. The worth is not the price you're going to place on something. You know what I mean? The worth is the time that it involves, is what the worth is. You know what I'm saying? The energy attached to it, involving it, related to it, the attraction, the magnetism of it, the effectiveness, the universal usefulness of it. Right? Gold is worthy. Gold is valuable. How valuable is gold? Because of the extraction of gold from the earth, much bloodshed there's been much bloodshed. Right? Yeah, it's set in place a circulation to where we can buy food right from the supermarket, not even have to have no ability to farm, not have to wait for a fucking peach tree to grow about we can just go get a peach. Because of the extraction of gold, which also, you know, is behind wars, yes, too. So, I mean, that's the balance, right? So, but what is the balance? What is, you know what I'm saying? What is the equivalency? You feel me? What side is more dominant? Is it worth it? Can we have food without that? Yeah, we can. Can we have war without it? No. Yeah, but it's not as extreme, for sure not. And without that, we can be moving away from any war at all. For sure. With it, it's going to be just that much more difficult, if not impossible, because of course it's the very, you know what I'm saying, the very sense of the fucking imbalance in itself. Is to even be approaching it from the wrong angle to begin with. That's the scene as far as, you know, it's fucking quality or value based on what can be said its value is, as opposed to actually what its actual natural value actually is. And it's going to take more deep consideration. It's going to take more and deeper practice. It's going to take, you know, extended investigation. It's going to take advanced experience with the whole of nature so as to truly determine and evaluate the original and authentic worth of gold itself. Facts. Comprehend it. This has to be comprehended. And that's what I'm saying. All right? So we forget that the shit is mixed up and bent to begin with. That we still outside the zero, let alone working in the zeros. So it's easier to get congested, right? As far as that assessment and evaluation, yes? I mean, people fall off the edge every day. The edge is as congested as the 50s is. Because really, if you in the 50s anyway, since you playing with the whole range, the whole scale is a game. Right? We supposed to be working towards infinity, nigga, to where we can be at any point of the scale and it won't matter. Because we everywhere at once anyway. And we use this scale as a means of emphasis towards whatever motive. Because you got equivalency, then you got comparison. Right? You can't determine the equivalency of something without that comparison. But what exactly is the context of the comparison? What is your motive in even bringing it up? If everything is everything and all is one and there's nothing that's not made up of anything else other than atoms to begin with, nigga. Then what really is the debate? What even is the fucking evaluation? If it's not if it's not towards universal purpose for all of life, even beyond, nigga, lifetimes. Okay? We have testaments to this in history, yo. Calendars of thousands of years. Which one of these people who made these calendars, nigga, lived thousands of years? What they making calendars for? What they making calendars for? Because they focused is why. Okay? And so that's the thing about focus when it comes to focus and attention and how we will forget, right? Because some things are not worthy of your focus. Most things that require your attention are not worthy of your attention because anything that you have to remember to think about is unnatural, if you ask me. It's unnatural. You feel me? And once you get grown, you get to a point that you just building on all the momentum you already gained. You learn new things, yes, and that's the whole thing as far as learning. I'm not gonna say it's unnatural, but there's always a fucking context of that too. You know what I mean? It's not unnatural at all. And sometimes we need to remember some shit, and it's the hardest thing, the last thing come to mind. You know what I mean? But there's also a reason for that, is what I'm saying, my nigga. That's the scale in itself, cuz. Outside of the zero, cuz. We're not even discussing what it is that is the most beneficial to everybody universally, because of course if somebody else know it, then they gonna know how to use that against you. And we can't afford that at the moment. Well, we can, and because we have to afford it. And there's no other way, and the truth is the truth, and the truth is gonna protect itself. And that's where the motive comes in. Right? Past lifetimes, cuz. You know what I mean? You gotta allow these aspirants, nigga. You feel me? The opportunity to get to the 5. Nigga, don't take but one step, homie. It don't take but one step, bro. You just gotta be moving, cuz. You get to infinity, you take one step, that's forever, girl. But you gotta move for that. Just like, that's how eternity came, through motion. It was in motion, then there was motion. And now infinity, but always infinity. How was there always infinity? Right? That's what zero is infinity, bro. So you gotta move for that, though. And that's how you recognize the infinities, through your motion and through your movement. But don't do some shit just to be seen. But don't go hiding so as to dim your own and distract your own. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. We forget that we are in the open. You know what I mean? We forget that we forget to remember the steps involved in the only step that there is. The different areas, the different layers of the levels, and the areas of the position that we find ourselves for whatever reason, behind the motives that we, you know what I'm saying, in our operation. These different modes of operation.